Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to our channel, the 18 Squad. So on today's video is a press release from the Bureau of Immigration. Details coming right up. So the Bureau of Immigration's press release is about aliens with expired re-entry permits may now pay fees at the airport and re-enter the Philippines. So if you have been following our travel update, we have a video on this, on who can enter the Philippines starting February 16 of 2021. So there are 4 nationals that are allowed to enter the Philippines with existing and valid visas who were not permitted to return the Philippines during lockdown and now may enter with re-entry permit. So this is what the press release is all about. Let's go over the details of this update from the Bureau of Immigration. Aliens with expired re-entry permits may now pay fees at airport and re-enter Philippines. The Bureau of Immigration said foreigners with valid visas and whose re-entry permits have expired may now re-enter the Philippines upon payment of the required fees at the airport. In a memorandum issued on Thursday, Bureau of Immigration Commissioner Jaime Morente said the new rules apply to foreigners who have been issued immigrant and non-immigrant visas and who are returning to the Philippines after being stranded abroad due to the pandemic. Morente said the new rules were adopted on orders of Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara, who instructed the Bureau of Immigration to allow the re-entry of aliens with expired re-entry permits and special return certificates, instead of sending them back to their port of origin. So from the previous update from the Bureau of Immigration, if you are an immigrant or non-immigrant entering the Philippines with expired re-entry permit or special return certificate, you will be denied entry and you will be sent back on the next available flight. This is not the case anymore. If your re-entry permit or your special return certificates are expired, you may still enter and pay the fees at the airport. This is the new rule by the Bureau of Immigration. So please take note of these holders of visa who needs re-entry permits and special return certificates in order to enter the Philippines. You may now enter if your re-entry permits or special return certificates are expired. Just pay the fees at the airport as soon as you arrive. A re-entry permit issued to a holder of an immigrant visa who is a permanent resident here, while the SRC or the special return certificate is obtained by a non-immigrant, such as holders of 9G working visa and 9F student visa. Said aliens cannot leave the country unless they have paid and secured the re-entry permit or special return certificate, as well as their immigration clearance certificate or ECC. The Bureau of Immigration chief said that the move will facilitate the unhampered entry of foreigners with existing valid visas who were not permitted to enter the Philippines when the coronavirus struck the world last year. Many of these foreign nationals have already expired re-entry permits and special return certificates, and the new procedure will allow them to renew this at the airport upon arrival, said Morente. Official receipts of these payments are to be presented to the immigration officer upon these aliens' return to the country. Re-entry permits fees are valid for 6 months to 1 year from the date of a foreigner's departure. So this is actually good news to those foreign nationals with valid and existing visa and has expired re-entry permits and special return certificates. you may still enter the Philippines this time, and you can renew and pay the fees of your re-entry permit and special return certificates at the airport when you land in Manila. Make sure to keep the official receipts because this will be presented to an immigration officer when you go through the immigration process. So please take note of this new rule from the Bureau of Immigration to all immigrants and non-immigrants coming to the Philippines. If you have expired re-entry permits and special return certificates. So the previous rule, and to recap to avoid confusions, immigrants must present a valid re-entry or validity extended re-entry permit unless otherwise exempted. Failure to present a valid re-entry permit or validly extended re-entry permit shall be ground for exclusion, and the immigrant shall be immediately boarded in the next available flight. So this is not the rule anymore. If your re-entry permit for immigrants is expired, you may still enter the Philippines and pay the fee upon arrival for your re-entry permits. And for non-immigrants must present a valid special return certificate or validly extended special return certificate unless otherwise exempted. Failure to present valid special return certificates or validly extended return certificates shall be ground for exclusion, and the non-immigrant shall be immediately boarded in the next available flight. This was the old rule. The new rule from the Bureau of Immigration for non-immigrants, you may still enter the Philippines even if you have expired special return certificate. Just pay the fee as soon as you arrive at the airport. Make sure to keep the official receipt because this will be presented to an immigration officer when you go through the immigration process. I hope that we are clear on that. On the previous update, those doesn't apply anymore. This is the new rule for immigrants and non-immigrants entering the Philippines with existing and valid visas but with expired re-entry permits and special return certificates. Please take note of that. So I hope the new rule from the Bureau of Immigration is clear to everyone, especially to those visa holders who are involved on these new rules. And if you need further information about this new rule, I will leave the contact information of the Bureau of Immigration for your reference. Thank you so much guys for watching. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family whom you know that can use this video as reference. If you are new to our channel, welcome. We do travel updates, and if you are not a subscriber yet, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be notified on updates like this. And to our subscribers and new subscribers, thank you so much for the continued support and trust to our channel, the Eton Squad. I hope to see you guys on our next travel update. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone. Bye!